Not every boy or girl is the one. Hey guys, today's video is going to be about tips for your 20s. So this is things that I've learned in my 20s. Specifically, today's topic will be about love and relationships. This is my cousin Sammy.
Hi.
These are a list of things that her and I kind of semi-agreed on that were good things to follow as far as like love, relationships. And this doesn't mean that you have to follow them like directly. This is just things that we felt like we learned and things that we kind of like live by currently.
We mostly agree on them.
Mostly agree.
We mostly agree. Yeah.
One of the first ones is always, if you're dating or you're in a relationship, it's always good to have fun. If you're not having fun with the other person, then there's really no point in being in a relationship, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, I think it's important to like value like the happiness, the quality of life that you have, and so like if a relationship doesn't make you feel happy or like you don't have fun. If you don't like dating, don't date because everybody else is dating, you know?
Yeah.
Don't, like have fun, do what you want to do in all aspects of that.
Yeah, and you should be enjoying the person. If you decide to date or be in love with someone, you should fully enjoy being with them. It shouldn't be like I semi-enjoy them. I mean, not all the times you have to be happy, but most times have fun and be happy. Next point is privacy and discretion. I am a firm believer in privacy and discretion. As am I.
Okay. But that's something that like I led up into. I think that in general, I'm a very private person in general. But I think that when you're dating, sometimes you don't take other people into consideration. And that could lead to different things. But I think in general, you know, not broadcasting who you're dating or what you're doing, or nobody really cares about your relationship like you do. So like keep it private.
Or on the opposite,
yeah.
Some people might be caring, but they're caring for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these I learned prior to meeting my husband. So some of these are like, don't pertain to this. But this one is, if he's not your husband/boyfriend, you don't owe him anything. So this is something that I learned before I meeting my husband, like I just said. But like, there's been times when I was dating somebody or talking to somebody and they kind of had a sense of entitlement to me, or like they felt like I did owe them something because they gave me their time and attention. And in reality, I owed them nothing. Like, not in a rude, sassy way. Like, I obviously can respect if someone's being respectful to me, but I didn't, like, you don't owe them anything. Like, they're not your boss, they're not your keeper, they're not your husband or your boyfriend, so you necessarily don't really need to be answering to them. So if you're kind of doing your thing and then they have some issue about it, well, that's a their problem, not a you problem.
Yeah, I think as girls too, like we feel like a sense of guilt, like, oh, like let me make sure that this person is satisfied with what they did. Like, you know, if they spent time or if they spent money, like let me make at least be interesting or pretty or do this or do that or whatever. And it's like the sense of guilt that guys don't necessarily have for us. So it's kind of like, you know your worth, you know?
Yeah, that's another one too. Like, definitely know your worth. Yeah. Never let a man dictate what happens to your body.
Yeah, I've had people like say, don't cut your hair, don't pierce your ears, don't, color your hair that way, don't wear that clothing and stuff. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I would never ask somebody to do that for me because I feel like that's something that's so personal, like your appearance and what you do with your body. It's like, that's your temple, so it's so personal. Yeah. Like, I would never ask somebody not to do something. Guidance, but I think also too, there's a just difference
between difference
guidance and like, oh, this looks good on you versus like don't do that. I don't like do that. And it's
like, who cares about what you do or don't like?
Yeah, make your own choices.
Yeah. When you don't know something, ask. I had to learn the hard way. So instead of asking flat out like, what are we, boyfriend and girlfriend? Are we just talking? Is it just about the lay? I was too afraid to ask those kinds of questions because I didn't want to seem like the needy girl. I just let guys kind of like string me along. Always be honest, even if it gets you in trouble. I had issues with this in the past. Like sometimes like I would maybe tell like a white lie or something to like cover my ass. And now I just completely am 100% honest. And I think some people think that it's for the shock and awe. And it's not for the shock and awe. It's just because like I realized like lying got me nowhere. It only hurt the people I loved or I was in relationships with.
No, I like that about you though. Like I like that you're really honest, and I know like what you see is what you get, and I think that for a lot of people that's not true. I try to also be very honest as well, but I think I'm more like concerned that how people are gonna react. Like I care that people like get their feelings hurt or whatever too much sometimes, and so like I try to like lessen the blow, but I still definitely think that I'm very honest, and not many people like live by that guideline, which I think can be hard because then you don't know how to deal with people feeling.
Honesty is the best policy. Definitely. That one, I don't think that one should ever be like, I don't think people...
It's non-negotiable.
Yeah, it's a non-negotiable. Like, honesty is the best policy all the way around.
Yeah.
Okay, be open to meeting new people.
That one's like your mantra. That's like your life mantra.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's one of them.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
like
you've told me that like a million times.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like sometimes you're reserved to meeting new people because like you have like some people, Sammy for example here, has expectations of like the kind of people she wants to meet. So maybe she judges a book by its cover too quickly and then misses out on someone who's like freaking awesome.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I've been working on that. So.
Yeah. So I'm always like, if you're wanting to date or you're just like casually wanting to see people or sleep around, if that's your thing, be open to it. Be open like to just meeting anybody, whether it's at a bar or at the library.
I can think back to like people who I didn't like intend to go and like, hi, like I'm meeting you, you know, and those were like fun people and those are good memories.
Okay, so the next one is I forever gonna be true. Like this is also a non-negotiable for me. Never sleep, talk, date, text, call your friends' ex-boyfriends or girlfriends.
Yes, that just goes.
I don't even think like there's much to say about that. It's just you do it a mess like.
And I would take it a step further and say like even like people that your friend was interested and that like they expressed interest in that person to you, then
you have
it's not worth it.
Yeah,
unless you don't want your friend.
And unless like the friendship is not that important to you, but
it could be. I mean,
This next one is something that her and I personally have struggled with. I think.
Yeah.
Your friends can have an opinion, but that doesn't mean it needs to be yours.
Right.
So we have been the people who have gotten opinions about our relationship, and we've also have been the opinioners.
Yeah.
So like, you know, advice is like assholes. Everyone has them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, I think if you ask for advice, you should be like appreciative of that advice.
And be prepared for what is about. Because like for me, whenever someone says, Ash, what do you think? The next thing I say is, are you sure you want me to tell you what I think? Because I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it because I'm going to always be honest.
Right.
And so...
Which sometimes you want and sometimes
you don't. So like be cautious of that.
But I think it's a very healthy thing. Like, you know, you can like... People can have opinions. Like, anybody can have opinions.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow them, you know? What Ashley does and what Ashley thinks is not the same thing that I think. If I, like, liked something...
Yeah.
If I like something that she did, or if I, like, think that she did something well, then, yeah, I would want to follow in her footsteps for that particular thing or that situation or whatever. So I think it's healthy to have friends. I think it's healthy for your friends to have opinions. If they didn't care about you, they wouldn't be saying this, you know, stuff they're saying.
Right. So it's good to also ask for opinions, but that doesn't mean that you have to adapt your friends' opinions. And if someone's making you feel like you need to, especially friends and family too, this goes for family as well, they're trying to push their opinions down your throat, you know, make sure that you set a boundary with that person too and say, hey, like, I respect you, I love you, and I appreciate all you're saying, but that doesn't mean that we need to agree. I don't know about this one.
Just say it.
Okay, a lot can happen in 2 weeks. This is something that I really, 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 truly, truly live by. Like, whenever something good happens and something bad happens, like, you just like
a lot of that moment.
It's for those moments.
A lot can happen in 2 weeks.
Like, yeah.
The whole situation can change. Like, don't ever get stuck in thinking that this is what your actuality is, because it could change.
Okay, if you get married young, enjoy being young with your spouse. All the serious stuff will come later. And even when you are in love, people are quick to be like, okay, when are we getting married?
Timelines.
When are we having kids? You know, like, I'm pushing 30. Like, I'm pushing this.
Yeah, your timeline is not someone else's.
Yeah, all that serious stuff will happen. That those things happen when they happen. So just kind of, okay. This one was actually given to us by our friend Kirsten. She said, if you broke up, it's because it was broken.
That's a hard one for me. Yeah, that's a hard one for me, because I think it's definitely true. And that when she said that, I was like that, you know, because like like make sure that like you understand the reasons behind your breakup, and that you don't want to be the person repeating bad cycles. Yeah, that's a bad one.
That one I think is true.
I feel like it's true mostly, but then like sometimes I'm like, but I mean, I don't know. You have to draw your own lines. You have to make your own decisions.
I think it just depends on the situation.
But I think overwhelmingly, when you break up, there's a reason for it.
Yes,
and
majority of the time,
and one that is like significant enough to go back to that relationship. But I think that that's part of making your own decisions, and you have to evaluate that and say, why did we break up, and was it a broken thing that I cannot repair?
Yeah.
And make that
I think this last one here, or the second to last one here, is the one that more rings true for me, which is quantity isn't quality.
Yeah.
So just because like though if you broke up it was broken, like I just like you shouldn't stay with someone for a long time just for the sake of being like, well, we've been together forever. Like, it should be the quality of your relationship that determines whether you should be together or not. Yeah. Not the quantity of it.
Same for me. Like, I'm a very firm believer in, like, if I feel like a relationship is heading towards a very hurtful place, because of whatever issues or whatever we have, like, I'm just like, that's it. I don't need to spend 4 more years thinking that this is a relationship that we already know 3 months in that there was like an issue that we just couldn't like work out or whatever, you know? And so it's like, why do I need to spend another 3 years just to say like that I gave it a shot? Like I gave it a shot until it was not working. And I think that's something that I find that like I just can't do.
Oh, and I've done it. I mean, I've stayed with someone for a very long time.
I think a lot of people do, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it broke my heart. It's one of like my biggest like...
You know, 3 months in, 6 months in versus, you know, 3 years in, that's different. And you are, if you know it's not going to work because these 3 issues or this one issue, you know, cut your losses because you're hurting yourself at the end of it. Yeah. And that's something that I think I do a good job at, maybe not like the perfect job at, but I think I do a good job at like just saying, you know, this is it, my hands are...
Yeah, and I'm the complete opposite. Like, I'm like a hopeless romantic and I'll stay with somebody because I'm like, okay, we can work it out, we can do it. But these are things that I've learned.
Yeah, being a martyr in your own love life is not a good
No, don't do that.
Don't be a martyr.
Yeah, don't be a martyr ever.
Because you want to end up being in a happy, loving, fulfilling relationship. And I think that if you really know it's not going to end at that place, you're not going to look any better for being the good guy, you know? And so I think that that's something that's hard as young people, and I think it's hard as a woman.
Yes.
Because I think that women inherently are more nurturing and they have like more of a guilt complex and more of a like, you know, oh, I can fix it. We're fixers, you know? And I don't think that you can always fix everything, so.
Yeah. That was a tough lesson for me to learn.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it sucked, and it took me a long time to kind of get over it, but... A lot can happen in 2 weeks. Okay, last one is this one's
so you.
Oh no.
This one's definitely Ashley. I didn't write this down.
Okay, if he says he likes you when you're drunk and only when you're drunk, then he's just not that into you.
Yeah. That's pretty self-explanatory.
That's just the bottom line. Like, you can't just be someone's like slam piece when you're at the bar. Like, you gotta be someone's slam piece and someone's like, you know, PIC, like, even when y'all are wanting to go get groceries.
Yeah. He needs to be able to buy you breakfast in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I definitely like have like guys like make me think that they like me. Like, just string me along.
Yeah, you didn't ask questions.
I didn't ask questions. I didn't ask what was going on. And then when I did, I was given like
a vague answer. And if you, that's
vague or hidden answers, like.
But that's like one thing too. It's like you ask a question, you get an answer, you decide what to do with that answer. Do you like that answer? Do you want to proceed with this answer? Do you want to be like, oh, this answer changed my mentality about you? Like, just because somebody gives you an answer doesn't mean that you gotta take it and that's just like what the answer is. You know, like, what are we? We're just hanging out. I don't want to hang out. Let's stop hanging out. Bye. You know, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it just because that's their answer doesn't mean it's yours.
Yeah. Don't, just because someone has an opinion doesn't mean it has to be yours. Yeah. So this one is one that
hits home.
It's core. It's the core of me, Baxter. Yeah. So same with guys, like, because girls are. This applies for both women and men.
We're all about equality here.
Yeah, exactly. Two-way street. But like women too. Like sometimes women will use and abuse guys, and just for the sake of like making somebody else jealous or having that comfort, and you don't want to be that either.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Or whenever like she's on her period and she doesn't want to go to the store and she's like, "Can you pick up Ben & Jerry's for me and come hang out with me?" No. You tell her, "No, girl.
I've never
I got
been
things
able
to do."
To understand that or master that.
Oh my god. I've been the one that's been hurt, but I've also been the person that's been hurtful. So that's why I'm saying like this goes for both women and men, because like I've been there, I've done that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've been more of the hurt-y than the herter.
No, definitely.
Because like, oh, my little heart just like pitter-patters for like love.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, oh, love.
Oh.
Okay. So these are just a couple of things that we've learned and things. This is just a little bit of knowledge.
Hopefully it's helpful. If not, you know.
Then you could just make fun of us on YouTube or on Instagram. I'll put Sammy's Instagram down below so you guys can message her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, guys, if you guys like this video, please hit the like or the thumbs button down below. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Share this video. If you want to see more of these more often, hit the notification button down below so you guys can get notifications whenever I post new videos. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone's support so far. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you on the flip side.